Hello children, good morning to all of you. I hope you are all keeping well. And the last week we had the lesson, The Boy Who Loved Flowers. Hope you read the lesson children and find out the difficult words also. Now, who was the boy in our lesson? Do you remember his name? He was John Martin. And how old was he? 16. And what was his speciality? You know, he couldn't do well in schools. So his psychologist tells him that you can give up schooling and do something in your, find out your talent and progress in that talent. And that is how he finds out that he was very good at gardening children. Okay, as the name says, the boy who loved flowers. So he became an excellent gardener children, and he made his made his parents proud so well. He was also a very accomplished businessman. Okay, now, did you all hunt for your talent? I hope you got one full week. Okay, did you find? If not, still try out children. Okay, so you must be good in singing, painting, acting, or even sports. So use these leisure times for your talent and nurture it children. Okay, now I am here today to discuss with the textual exercise of our lesson 3. Now, page number 38 children. Come down to the blue box. Okay, now John's parents were saving money to send him to school, college, and the answer is college children. Okay, page number 38, the answer is college. You can put a tick with your pencil there children. Okay, then the second one, the psychologist told John that his marks were improving, not improving. What was the answer? Not improving. Okay, so number 2, it's not improving. Anyway, I'll be discussing this children again in the WhatsApp, but still take your pencil and put a tick there children. The third one, the psychologist told John to continue, not to continue in high school. So what's the answer? It is not to continue. Not to continue. Now, they have given you glossary children. What's the meaning of glossary? Word meanings. What is the meaning of assess? It is judge or evaluate. Overlook, not notice or consider something. Personality, qualities of a person's character. And psychologist, a person who studies the human mind and behavior. Okay. Now they have also given you one box over there with the heading antonyms. What is the meaning of antonyms children? Words which have got opposite meanings, they are called antonyms. So what's the opposite of assess? Guess, overlook, notice. Okay. Now page number 39. Again, I am dealing with the blue box first children. The psychologist told John to find a special talent and make his parents proud. What is the answer? It is yes. Second one, John found a job as an engineer, a gardener. What's the answer? A gardener. Please put a tick with your pencil children. Okay. Then the third one, John asked the town policeman's mayor's permission to make a garden. Whom did he ask the permission children? It was from the mayor. So the answer is mayor's. Now again coming down to our glossary, that is word meanings. Talent, ability, mowed, cut grass, pruned, cut branches or of trees or plants to make them grow better. Tended, looked after. Green thumb, an ability to grow plants successfully. Blossomed, grew healthy and had flowers and fruits. Impetuously, without thinking. Now, antonyms children, the opposite of talent is inability. The opposite of tended is neglected, and impetuously it is sensibly. Now, moving on to page number 40. Okay, again we have the blue box. Everyone in the town thought that the young man had improved, destroyed the unused land. What is the answer children? Improved. Okay, second one, John did not make his parents proud. Is it? No. So the answer is no. Then glossary, The meaning of dreary is dull, uninteresting. Landscape gardening, the art of laying out grounds in a way that is ornamental or imitates natural scenery. Prosperous, rich and successful. Provinces, state. Then what's the opposite of antonyms, children? Dreary, it is interesting. Prosperous, it is poor. Okay, these are the word meanings, antonyms and the exercises of our textbook, children. Now below that you have got question answers. You can try out, children. Write it down in your textbook with your pencil. Okay, anyway I will be discussing you in the WhatsApp group, children. But still now you are 5th standard, children. Now try to make your notes. Okay, get into that also, children. Okay, now coming down to page number 41, children. They have got 2 words over there, antonyms. Okay, earlier also I said what is the meaning of antonyms. Antonyms are those words which have got opposite meanings. Okay, side by side also they have given you one word that is known as thesaurus. What is the meaning of thesaurus? We have got dictionary also where we get the normal meanings, but in a thesaurus, children, we get words which have got similar meanings. Okay, so now they have given you a few exercise over here. Very soon the dreary old piece of land had transformed into a little park. He has also contributed in his own way to make this world a beautiful place. So the meaning of dreary is beautiful. Okay, same thing like we have destroy is the antonym of preserve. Preserve, the opposite of preserve is destroy. Okay, so these are the words which have got opposite meanings and these words are called antonyms. Understood? We have already looked in our exercise also, children. Now they have given you some words like this. Circle the antonyms of the words in bold. One has been done for you. Worst, the answer is given to you. Best, like we have got, what is the opposite of beautiful? Ugly. Tall, short, thin, fat, like that. Okay, deep, narrow. Like that we have got so many words, children, where we have got the opposite of a day, night, like that. You have already learned, you also know. But still there are some more words which we should become familiar with it. Okay. Now, the words given to you are exaggerated, frugal, special, trouble, talent, proud, multiply, success and save. Now you are going to find out the antonyms of all these words which are written on the black with black ink there, actually. Okay, so find out that the font is a little bit thicker over there. So find out the antonyms of these words and circle it. Still you find out, but I will also help you out. Don't get panic. Now the next portion which they have given in the blue box is about the thesaurus, children. Okay, now when we open a dictionary, you know the dictionaries are arranged according to the alphabetic order and we get the meanings of different words. But now thesaurus is also a type of dictionary in which words with similar meanings are grouped together. So there also they have given you some work for you, children. So there also you have to find out as homework. So page 41, both you are going to do as homework. Okay, this you will do as homework, that is antonyms as well as thesaurus. Antonyms and thesaurus, both you are going to do as homework, children. Okay, these two you are going to do as homework, which is given on page number 14. Tear out a page there and paste it over there to write these similar meanings. The other one you can do it in the textbook itself. Okay, now coming down to page number 42. Hope it's clear to you, children. What is antonyms? These are the words which have got opposite meanings. And what is thesaurus? They are the words which have got similar meanings. They are grouped together. They are called as thesaurus. Okay. And it is found in the thesaurus dictionary. Now we come down to page number 42, children. Now, in this we are coming down to the grammar portion. Grammar portion. Okay. And here they have given you Interrogative pronoun. Now before that, what is a pronoun? Now before what is a pronoun, you know what are the different parts of speech. Already you have learned. Every year we revise and come to that. So there are 8 parts of speech. So what are they? Noun, verb, pronoun, adverb, adjective, preposition, conjunction and interjection. Okay. So I repeat again. What are the different parts of speech, children? There are 8 different parts of speech and they are noun, verb, pronoun, adjective, adverb, preposition, conjunction and interjection. Okay. Now out of that we are going to study what is a pronoun first. Now what is a pronoun, children? A pronoun is a word. A pronoun is a word which is used in place of a noun. In place of a noun. For example, Mohan is a boy. Okay. He loves cricket. He loves cricket. Then number 2, Sarah is a teacher. Sarah is a teacher. She teaches science. Okay. Now, what is a pronoun, children? A pronoun is a word which is used in place of a noun. Okay. Now, for example, Mohan is a boy. He loves cricket. Second one, Sarah is a teacher and she teaches science. Okay. Now, if you look into it, children, now Mohan is a boy. Now, I have replaced Mohan by the word he. Okay. And in Sarah also, Sarah is a teacher. The word Sarah is replaced by she. So, the word he and she, they are used in place of Mohan and Sarah. So, these words are called pronoun. Okay. So, once again I repeat, a pronoun is a word which is used in place of a noun. Example like he, she, you, me, mine, all these. They all come under pronouns. Now, pronouns are also of different kinds, children. Okay, what are they? You have learned again, but still I just, for revision, I am just telling you. They are personal pronouns, then we have got relative pronouns, then we have got reflexive pronouns, and then we have interrogative pronoun. Now, out of this, children, we are going to focus on interrogative pronoun. Okay. Okay, out of that we are going to focus on interrogative pronoun. Now what is interrogative pronoun? Interrogative pronoun. Now the word interro itself makes us understand that it is a questioning, okay, interrogation. Okay, so we can say that they are always used for asking questions. Interrogation means they are always used for asking questions. So the words like who, interrogative pronoun, they are always used for asking questions. Used for asking questions. Okay. They are called as interrogative pronoun. Now, under this, children, we have got who, then we have what, then we have whose and which. Okay, so what is interrogative pronoun, children? Where there is interrogation. So they are always used for asking questions, and the words which we use generally are who, what, whose, and which. Okay, now who is at the door? Who is at the door? Second one, what is your name? Then we have, whose is this pen? Whose is this pen? Then we have, which is your car? Which is your car? Okay, now, who is at the door? Sarah. The answer which you get is a noun, children. Sarah. Now, what is your name? Again, Sarah. It's a noun. Whose is this pen? Mine. Again, it's a noun. It shows possession, children. Okay. And which is your car? That blue car is mine. Or blue car or is mine. So now you get all the answers in noun, children. Okay. All the answers are in noun. So that is called as a interrogative pronoun. Understood? Understood, all of you? So, and one more thing which I want to clarify you is, children, that after the interrogative questions, we have a verb there. Always the question is followed by a verb. Like, who is at the door? Answer is Sarah. So, Sarah is a noun. What is your name? Again, is this coming as a verb? And then you are getting the answer, Sarah, that is noun. Whose is this pen? Again, you are getting the answer, mine, it's a noun. And which is your car? Again, you're getting the answer. These both are in possession, children. Okay, possession forms. So, these words like who, what, whose, and which, they are called as interrogative pronouns. I hope it is understood, children. Please read it again, and we'll do some exercise related to it. Okay, page number 42, children. An interrogative pronoun is used to ask a question. I've already given the definition here. Okay, then the interrogative pronouns are who, what, which, and so on. Now, who is used for people, like for example, who is at the door? I have given, no? Who is at the door? Sarah, children. Then, for example, what do you do? Enjoying? The psychologist asked John. And which can be used to refer to people or things. For example, which of the two boys came late? Now you can see, children, everywhere they are using the verb after the WH questions. Now, fill in the blanks with using interrogative pronouns. Again, I will be discussing and writing in the WhatsApp, but still you can also attempt and see whether you have followed what I have explained to you. Dash is the man in the blue shirt. Who? Dash is the name of your team. What? Dash likes to play cricket. Who? Dash is your book. Which is your book? Dash completed the assignment first. Who? Then they have given work in pairs and role play, these exchanges, children. Again, you have to use the interrogative pronoun. So, I am asking you to do it as homework. Okay, so 1 and 2 both as homework on page number 42, children. Page number 42, do it as homework. Okay, now we have another little more explanation, children, about our text. Now they have given you some words there. Okay, shall I explain to you? Now these words, they perform different functions in different sentences. Understood? They must be either the noun form or in the verb form or in the adjective form. Okay, that we have to find out, because when we write sentences only we will understand where it is acting and what it is notifying it. Okay, for example, like I give you the word like fast. Okay, it's a fast. Now, I'll give you 3 sentences and we'll see how this word fast is performing different function in different sentences. Okay, now, I like fast food. I like fast food. Okay. Then the second one is, when I fast, I eat no food. Okay, children. So we have a word here, work. Now see how they are using this work in 3 different parts of speech, children, and they are having they are performing different functions in different sentences, children. The first sentence, just look in, children. He managed to work as a gardener. Okay. Now here work is acting as a noun. This is a noun form. As a gardener. We usually work together. Here work is acting like a verb here, and his work expires next month. Okay. So here work is acting like an adjective. So you can see the word is same, work, but see how it is performing in 3 different sentences, children. First one is he managed to work. Here work is acting as a noun. We usually work together. Here work is acting as a verb. And then the last one is work permit expires next month. Here work act as an adjective. I'll give you one more example, children, like bark. Now if you look at the word bark, children, okay, the dog barked at the stranger. The dog barked at the stranger. Now here the word barked act as a verb. Okay. Now second sentence, the bark of a tree, the bark of a tree is very strong. Is very strong. So the bark is acting as a noun. So like that we have got words, children, where they perform different functions in different sentences. Understood? So they have given you an example here also, children. You have to work it out. For example, they have given you a few exercises here. Identify the parts of speech of the words in bold. We traveled in a superfast train. So what is the answer here, children? This train is noun. It is in the noun form. Then I will train my pup. Here train is in the verb form. I heard a train whistle. It's noun form. Rohan drew a picture of the sea. Picture is in noun for representing sea there. Can you picture me as an acrobat? Here picture is a verb. Then F, cross the road carefully, verb. Take a right turn at the next cross. Cross is adjective. Diya's mother was wearing a gold cross. It's noun. Everyone left the building in a hurry. That is verb there. I sat on the left side of the room. Left is adjective here. So you can, they have again given you an exercise, children. You can use the word oil as a noun form, verb form and adjective in your sentence. You can try it out, but still I'll be writing out in your WhatsApp, children. Then the listening skill that we are not going to do. Then page number 44. Speaking, children, listen to Seema and Raima express their opinions about gardening. So it's a role play. So you can also act out with your sister or brother at home and write down few points, whatever their whatever their talent is. So on that talent, like singing, you can talk and write down few lines in a page of paper and paste it again, children. Then writing, we are not going to do the grammar, that is letter writing, that we'll be doing in the grammar subject. Then coming down to the page number 45, children, number 2, make a poster on the topic, importance of co-curricular activities for children. So you have, what is now, let me tell you what is a poster. Okay, the poster, it should be, you must have seen, no, on the street side and all, wherever they want to, even in the TVs you must have seen, they show you posters, which should be very, very attractive, children. It should be eye-catchy. The message should be very clear and it should be very precise. Okay, and you have to use strong opposite colors so that it look from very distance also you can see and observe it, and it should be very clear in your memory also, so that it should not erase it out. Okay, for example, I just give you a small example like poster making. So size should not be too big, children. So we have I'm giving you an advertisement there, like pop-up sale. Pop-up sale, weekend. Okay, now you will write the time on your left side, that is 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Address you will write in the middle, that is 21st, first floor, DB Mall. Okay. And on the right side you will write, you can write there, children, cash only. Cash only. So what is the theme here? Theme is sale. Maybe something, shoes or footwears or clothes or anything for that matter. So they have written there pop-up sale. And weekend. Weekend means, it is Saturday, Sunday. Okay. So you're going to there and you're going to buy the things. So what is the timing given to you? 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Where is the address? 21 first floor, DB Mall. And how are they going to collect the money? Only by cash. So what are the rules, children? It should be eye-catchy. It should be eye-catchy. Then message should be clear. Should be clear and brief. Okay. And third, use strong contrast colors. Use strong contrast colors so that it will be attractive and remembering in your brain. So this is a poster making competition. These are the few rules. I've given you just one example. Homework I'll be giving you in the WhatsApp, children. Understood? I hope you must have understood the textual exercise now. Just work it on it. If not, then we shall have we will discuss how to work it on it. Okay. So I am winding off here now with this lesson. Question answers will be sent in WhatsApp and the exercises, children. So keep reading the lesson and practice whatever I have taught you today. So have a nice day, children, and God bless you. Keep praying so that we all can come back to school as early as possible. Thank you, children.